What's up guys, it's Midwest NRC, and as you clicked on the video, you saw we are going to be upgrading the servo on the Power Wagon. I'm going to be showing you why the stock servo, once you start modifying it, really you just want to upgrade it to something better. And I'm going to be showing you why there's really, in my opinion, two good options for the SCX24, and that's the Reefs 99 or the 179, which in my opinion, just spend the extra like $20–$25 and get that 179. So this is my Power Wagon. I got it. It's pretty stock. I just basically have brass. I have wheels on it, and I removed the dudes from inside thinking that it was going to make it a little lighter and less tippy, and that really didn't do much. And fun fact, when you take the dudes out, I don't know what that guy looks like, but tell me that guy does not look like Avicii. All right, so if you're new to the channel, this is my little course. It's kind of just my little rock garden in my backyard. I change it up every so often and just try to make it challenging but fun. I have parts that are doable, I have parts that are not really doable. So what I like about the Power Wagon first and foremost is its wheelbase. Anytime you have a longer wheelbase, you're going to be able to climb up things a little better. Now, being that this is a hard body, okay, that's where the servo's kind of struggling right there. See it? I'm holding full right. But with the hard body, you kind of struggle because it holds a lot of the weight up top, and it just causes it to tip, which I'm basically just anticipating happening right now. I'll be really surprised if I make it out of this. Ooh. Oh my gosh, there we go. That brass down low definitely helps. So this is going to be kind of like a two-part series. First, I'm going to upgrade the servo to the Reefs 179. I'm going to use the Reefs mount. I'm going to use the Reefs microhorn. I'm going to reuse the Reefs 179. I'll do like a quick little install, just like tips and stuff. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple to do. But then part two of this video is I have not seen someone do a four-wheel steering converted SCX24 Power Wagon yet. And I have a spare front axle, and I have another 179 from Reefs. So when I'm done with this thing, it's going to be dual Reefs 179 front and rear four-wheel steering. All right, well, you saw that. That was pretty impressive that I didn't tip over. Like, the hard body does make that much of a difference. I do wish they would have made this in Lexan because it would have been a better performer, but I think they go for the hard body because it looks better. Let me know in the comments what you think, hard body versus Lexan. All right, so before we get to the install, this little line right here, going up that rock right there, it's almost impossible. I have one vehicle that can make it, my trusty TRX4M, which is pretty well built. Just for a better angle, I'm not holding the phone any different kind of way. Real tricky part to get up right there. Super fun though. So with the little upgrades that I've done, I have not tried this line yet. We'll give it one shot. If I can't make it on the first try, we'll just get to the upgrade. All right. Again, really tricky line right here. One more shot, just one more. Oh, we might be able to make it. No way. No way. Oh no. Oh no! All right, I lied. One last try. Just because I think I can make it up this. What? We did it. Oh my gosh, we did it. I actually ended up needing more servo right there too. So let's go inside and put the servo on this thing. A little bonus footage. So this is my TRX4M. Pretty built. I have a Reefs 179 servo. I have RC four-wheel drive, brass wheels, Endura tires, Endura chassis. Obviously I've modified the body a little bit. This is a hard body, and given that's a hard body, you know, I wanted to redesign the truck in a way that lowered the center of gravity, and it's made a huge difference, like night and day difference, and I think it looks sick. So let's see if we can make it up this line first try. I do have the Furatech Stinger system, I believe it is, in this rig, so you can crawl wildly slow. So electronics are really important with, I think, most RC, but especially with crawling, being able to have precision control. Now, where I'm getting stuck right here, it's actually the body, which is kind of crappy, but I knew there's a little hidden line right there. This thing is going to make it look like so much easier than the SCX24, just because of how this thing is designed, how I have it modified and upgraded, how I have everything tuned. Like, look at that. That is butter right there. All right, don't mind my super messy workbench. And I realize that there's so many videos on like how to replace a servo on an SCX24. So I'm just gonna give you some quick tips. So granted, this is a hard body, you know, so it's gonna be flopping all over the place. One screw there, one screw there. Take the body off, it's really easy. That's gonna make it a lot easier. I might even take the wheels off as well. And then it's going to be a 1.5 millimeter hex driver right there to take the servo horn off. It's gonna be a 0.5 or 0.05. You can get these on Amazon, by the way. Big help for SCX24s. So it's gonna be one of those there. You're gonna remove that bolt right there. Everything should come off. And then I'm gonna be installing the horn with the mount and then with the servo. So we'll get back to you after and I'll show you the difference. All right, stock servo action. Again, it's really not too bad for stock, but we're gonna show you what it's like with the Reefs 179. All right, Reef servo is in. Much faster, much better. This is at 6 volts as well, 135 ounces and 0.09 seconds at 6 volts. Obviously, if you bump up the BEC or get an external BEC, you can run it all the way to 8.4 and have even more performance and speed and power than that. All right, we are back out on the course again with the Reefs 179 installed. And I can tell you, besides the performance of the servo, I am already noticing that the extra weight being up front is benefiting this truck quite a bit. Now, this was where the stock servo was struggling earlier. So I'm gonna show you now when the truck gets over this obstacle, even like more than half the weight gets over that little tip right there. That's where the stock servo really struggled because it didn't have enough power and it had that servo saver. So this has more than enough power. It doesn't have the servo saver, so it really doesn't like lose out and bind up. So see how I can just wiggle my way through that? That's another benefit of having a nice servo like this. I'm just gonna do the touchdown right there. All right, so it's a new day from when I was out here last in the previous part of this video. I had to work 3 days in a row. It's 66 degrees out right now. It's early November and we had snow, like an inch of snow on the ground 6 days ago. So I think my neighbor's starting up his jet engine or something. Oh, it's a tree trimmer. That's great. So fun fact and just side note, this is one of the reasons why I don't do YouTube videos as much anymore, is just because you're always trying to get the perfect video and then something like this happens where like there's gonna be crappy noise in the background. So I apologize for that. It is what it is. We only have a few more minutes left of this video anyways. So let's just get into this tricky line and see the benefits of this servo. Oh, are we gonna save it? Wow, check that out. All right. Again, tricky line right here, really tricky line. I'm trying to like position the truck with the servo. I'm using the servo to position the truck, if that makes sense. To try to get up here, because there's basically just like a few times or a few secret lines where entering into this line is what's gonna make or break doing this, as I've found out. And it's really getting right here. Nope. Right there. All right. Let's make it up this. Now see with the servo, like, doesn't struggle, doesn't bind up. Having the front wheels being able to point in a certain direction to get more traction is really important when it comes to crawling. And there it is. That was much easier with this aftermarket servo. One, because there's more weight up front, and then two, because you have more freedom and more power with the wheels. Now I am gonna show you guys two things about the Power Wagon setup. I don't know if it's gonna be like this on other SCX24s. I do have a Reefs Micro on other mini crawlers and I didn't have these issues. So you will have to kind of like clip the chassis right there. And then I did have to delete the fender liners, which honestly to me wasn't really that big of a deal, just so the servo, because it is much bigger than the stock one, can fit and then articulate more. Now I haven't messed with the shock placement yet. I might a little bit. Honestly, these stock shocks being oil filled are really awesome. But if I do want a little bit more articulation and change up the placement of the shocks, it's gonna be much easier now because I have certain things out of the way. All right, if you're just here for the SCX24 stuff, you can leave, but anybody that cares about a life update for me, I traded my Accord in and I got this, a 2021 Civic Type R. I got it with 4,400 miles. I've already done a bunch of stuff to it. It's tuned, cold air, or not cold air intake, high volume intake, ceramic coated catless downpipe, custom exhaust, Ankai T6 wheels. I just washed it, so that's why the rotors look a little copper colored. The Brembos are stock. This thing has been my dream car for so long, and I still believe, and I still can't believe that I actually own one. This thing is just gorgeous. I think I'm gonna keep it forever. I'm 33 years old and this is my 19th car, so I hope this one sticks around and I don't get bored of it.